Everyone, you're listening to Brick by Brick, Building Generational Wealth Using Single-Family Homes. I'm Jason Engelman, CEO of Freaky Fast Capital Group and Freaky Fast Home Buyers, joined by Collin Campbell, one of our newest team members.
That's right, yeah. Recently joined the team here as an investor success manager. Excited to work one-on-one with our investors to help them increase their wealth, grow their passive income by investing in single-family homes. So it's exciting to be here.
We're excited to have you. Collin comes in with a lot of expertise and experience in investment relations, in real estate, has worked for multiple companies, specifically multifamily. So this is kind of a new chapter for you, coming into more of a single-family strategy.
Yeah, that's right. We were just kind of talking before we started the podcast here, and it's kind of fun entering into the single-family world because I feel like the multifamily world has been kind of going through this kind of rinse and repeat cycle for the last few years, and people are kind of stuck in the mud, it feels like, with multifamily investing right now. There's not a lot of new work being done. There's not a lot of new construction in the pipeline, and so people are just kind of moving through different assets, trying to get rents to increase over time, but it's like it's stuck in the mud, it feels like. And so moving into the single-family space is super exciting to me. I'm learning a new asset class and getting excited about it.
That's awesome, which leads us into the theme or the topic of this show, which is, do you have a bucket or a thimble for single-family rentals in your investment portfolio? Now, that's a tongue twister. That was a long title there. But I'll say it again. Do you have a bucket or a thimble for single-family rentals in your investment portfolio right now? The reason I ask that question is because of the famous quote that Warren Buffett says, when it's raining gold, carry a bucket and not a thimble. Mm-hmm. What a great quote.
Right. Yeah, so good. I love that just visualization of, you've got to be ready to capture the wealth whenever it's there, whenever the market is primed for it, rather than going on a lag, right, and kind of running behind. Because the people who build their wealth well in this world are the people who catch onto those market trends early and who are able to have that bucket wide rather than having that thimble.
Absolutely. And so then the question may be, well, why single family?
Yeah.
Right now, if you're not invested, and you may have heard me say this before on another podcast, maybe you've seen an ad on Facebook where I make this one statement. If you're not investing in single-family rentals right now in today's market, you're missing out on one of the greatest generational wealth builders of our lifetime.
Absolutely.
And the reason for that is, there's a whole list of reasons. And we'll kind of quickly go through those. But so many people are missing out on this opportunity because of the negative thought process that comes with single family.
Yeah.
So many operators and real estate gurus and investors, preach and teach multifamily because of scalability, and it's easier to add more units by buying one complex versus going out and buying properties that are single family. And they preach this, and then they always add it in with this negative, how do you say it, connotation? Is that the word?
Yeah, that's right.
Where it's like, it's a lot of work. Well, sure, it is a lot of work in single family.
It is. Yeah.
And that's why you should do it with a company like ourselves, because we take on all the active work and allow you to partake from a passive role, but experience the gold rush that's happening in single family right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I think everybody hears about real estate investing. They want to get involved with it. They want to do something about it. And their first impulse is, well, let me do it myself, right? I can add on a single home. I can do the management myself. But the problem with that is that you've got limited bandwidth. You've got limited time. You've got limited resources. You don't have all the relationships with contractors you're going to need whenever somebody's HVAC system goes out. You don't have the relationships that you need to be able to have property management done well. And so we come in and make that absolutely passive for you, the ability for you to get into that single-family asset class, a $5 trillion market in the United States right now. That investors need to get involved with, and you can do it at scale with what we're doing.
Absolutely. So. And to me, again, that's exciting. One of the things that I've heard many times from business coaches and business gurus is figure out a problem and then find a solution to that problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for us, one of the biggest problems I see is the adage that real estate investing is a passive investment, when in reality, it's not.
Yeah.
It is very, very active. It's active for somebody.
Yes.
But we get into this for the passive income,
Yes.
for that mailbox money. We want to go sit on the beach and just have our money going to work for us. So it's like, okay, how do we get into real estate? Because we know real estate has made more millionaires than any other investment opportunity.
Yep.
We know that real estate is a safe investment compared to so many others because it's tangible assets.
Yep.
So how do I step into real estate investing, but make sure that I'm not creating a second job for myself?
Right.
I'm truly putting my money to work and creating passive. And I think that's kind of the adage of Freaky Fast. That's kind of the model is put your money to work. Let us do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Let us use our relationships, like you mentioned.
Yep.
And also our super strengths, which is finding great deals,
Yep. Absolutely.
providing great returns,
Yep.
and then build a relationship. So at the same time, you are investing with us, building a relationship with us. So as we continue to grow, your investment and your portfolio is growing,
Yep.
and you're really experiencing the best of both worlds.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think what we can talk to about at this point, right, is the great opportunity we're seeing specifically within the single family space at this time. I was just learning this morning on my drive in, right now, baby boomers, so the oldest generation we have within the United States, holds the most equity in their single family home right now, okay? And so, obviously, with our grandparents that we love and cherish, one day they are going to pass away, and then we will be left with their inheritance, which is typically older homes that haven't been refurbished from years past that need a little updating for our modern sensibilities, right? And the good news is that what we're doing here at Freaky Fast is very primed to take advantage of that opportunity that's coming to us at that time, to embrace that heritage that they've left for us in those homes, to be able to bring them back up to the modern style, and then be able to rent them out, cash flow them for our investors, or sell them and realize the equity on those.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you bring up a good point, and it kind of goes back to what we mentioned with the statement. When it's raining gold, carry buckets, not thimbles. Yeah. And so a lot of people are thinking, okay, well, why is it raining gold in single family? Like, why are you so bold in saying that this is one of the greatest generational wealth builders of our lifetime?
Yeah.
And it's for these reasons. Number one, we are seeing the largest migration in the United States of people moving into the single family sector. The millennial generation is moving into the single-family sector. Yep. They are tired of rooming with their roommates in an apartment complex. Yeah. They're tired of staying in their parents' basement. Yeah. They want out. They're, moving into this sector really quick. However, you're also seeing, and just that generation alone is a massive amount of people moving. Yeah. But in addition to that, you're seeing the Gen Z generation moving quicker into the single-family sector than the millennial generation did. So now you've got two generations moving in, and there's not enough inventory, which brings me to the second point, is we are currently at a massive deficit in the housing market today. Yeah. Depending on where you look and you get your data from, the lowest number I've seen is 3.8 million homes. The highest I've seen is 5.2 million homes in the single-family sector. There's just not enough housing
it's crazy.
To meet those demands. Yeah. If we went balls to the walls in building new construction homes, it would take us 7 years just to get caught up. And who's to say what happens in that 7-year time frame?
Absolutely.
So there's this huge demand. There's not enough supply to meet that demand, which is business 101. Yeah, supply versus demand. So that in itself gives you this idea or understanding of, hey, there's a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'll add into that as well, because I am a millennial. I kind of scraped in, barely into the millennial generation, so proud to be a millennial. But, my family, we started having kids, and as soon as we started having kids, we were like, man, we need more space, right? And, multifamily, just as great as it is for folks, it's affordable, whatever, you just can't really raise kids in a multifamily complex, right? You want them to have grass to run around in. You want them to have space to grow up in.
Yep.
And neighbors to play with. And my generation, the millennials, they're at prime child rearing age, right?
Yep.
And so they're moving from the multifamily space into that single family space. There's that huge opportunity there. And what I'll also mention about my generation that makes it specifically primed for single family rentals, I believe, is we're at a place right now where we're like in a career phase where we're not making enough money to be able to afford purchasing a home.
Yep.
But we still need the space of a single family home.
Yep.
So the only option left is you rent a single family home.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I think I read right now you have to have an income of $127,000 to be able to afford the mortgage on a single family home, like the average single family home. That's insane to think, because years ago it was like, what, $69,000, I think, to be able to afford the average median home. And so people in my generation, like, we're just not making that much money, you know? And so we need to have a single family rental to be able to afford that.
Absolutely. And, you know, it kind of goes into, I mean, there's just so much. Like, I feel like I'm popcorn, like pop it all over the place, because there's just so much data and things that I would like to mention to just solidify, to strengthen the argument for single family homes. Yeah. But you said two things that I thought was very interesting. Number one, we're seeing, you mentioned that right now millennials can't afford to buy, so they have to go into the rental market. The Wall Street Journal just came out with an article talking about single family, talking about rentals, talking about investing. And one of the arguments that they mentioned, or one of the data points that they mentioned for the argument of investing into real estate right now, is the fact that people can't afford to buy, just like what you were saying.
Yeah.
But what's interesting to me is, and I've even preached this to investors when I talk to them about affordable housing. They're like, oh, you know, the market's going to crash and you're going to get hurt, you know, and if you're not careful. And I'm like, well, look, we're not doing, you know, $1 million homes.
No,
we're doing $200,000-$300,000 homes.
Yeah.
Usually 300 is kind of like our benchmark. We have some that go over, but they're not rental properties. Those are like fix and flips, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But what's interesting with this article in the Wall Street Journal is this: the homes that are struggling right now the most, the homes that are sitting on the market the most, are priced at $400,000 or lower.
Interesting.
Which is affordable housing, which is what we're doing, and it feeds into what you were just saying. And it helps explain why it's struggling. It's because our age cannot afford to buy those homes with the way interest rates are, which means that it allows investors and investment groups to come in, buy homes, bring them up to a standard of good quality living that those families want to live in.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then they can't afford to buy them, so they're going to rent them, which is helping stabilize the rental market, even increasing the price of the rental market, which is giving our investors a better cash flow. So that is why you should be carrying a bucket right now. I mean, because there is just such a need. But one other thing that you said, and you can hear the preacher in me, because I'm on a roll right now. You know? I'm not ready to
bring it.
go. Yeah. The second thing that you said I thought was interesting was you said that multifamily, even though the cost of living is a little bit cheaper, people want to move in the single family sector because they need more space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to push back on that.
Oh, interesting.
Because right now, the investment groups are pouring so much money into the multifamily. You're seeing a lot of these newer multifamily facilities being built, and they're demanding so much more from rental prices. That it's like, okay, I could get a nice, you know, 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment for $2,000 a month. Sure, it comes with the gym, a swimming pool, the amenities. Or for that same amount of money, I can go get a 3- or 4-bedroom house as a rental property. So I don't get the amenities, but I have the space. And then what I could do is I could rent out some of it. Like, for example, if they're single, or, you know, they could rent out those rooms to their friends. And now their cost of living has gone down because people are struggling. Or you're seeing the families being like, shoot, young couples even without kids, they're like, hey, let's just go ahead and move into the house. We'll have literally our own space.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about the loud, noisy neighbors. and so for the cost of what I'm paying for this 1-bedroom apartment, I could actually go get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Yeah. Wow.
So so you're seeing that shift go into the single family because of the space, but also the cost usually for that space is really, really good right now.
Oh, wow. That's super interesting. Yeah. And I mean, so much of that is market dependent, right? On
Sure.
looking at what those prices are and that sort of thing. So, my comment on there may have been just based on the wrong market at the wrong time. But, I think that makes a lot of sense, But I think the primary driver is a societal trend as well, just towards that desire for space, a return to the ability to be able to raise a family the way that we think we should raise a family, or just have the ability to live your life the way that you want to live your life and not be constrained into that multifamily space anymore.
Yep.
And so,
No, you're absolutely right. So, 2 or 3 other things. We're experiencing massive drop right now in housing sales on the market. Again, people just can't afford it.
yeah.
And what that allows us to do is we're moving into a buyer's market. We've been in a seller's market for the last 4 or 5 years. We're moving into a buyer's market. There's opportunities to be had. Yeah. And then if you're actually moving into the sector of distressed homes, you're going to be able to start really picking up a lot of great deals. Our team locked up a deal in Texarkana that is just, it's really kind of a single or double type of deal compared to what we've seen over the last few years. But currently in today's market, it's kind of more like a home run type of deal.
Wow.
And we're picking it up for less than $100,000.
Gosh,
and it's going to cash flow for $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
So it's like right now, if you're an investor and you're not putting capital into the single family sector, you're missing out. So here's what we like to provide.
Yeah.
We like to provide opportunities for you to do that. We want to show you and demonstrate how you can maximize that, how you can utilize 401ks or IRAs to invest in single family. Yep. So many investors don't even know that that's possible.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, you can turn an old 401k from an old employer that you don't work for anymore, roll that into a self-directed IRA and use that to invest in real estate. It's amazing.
It's a strategy that people are not utilizing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's another one that's new with the new bill that just passed.
Yeah.
Under Trump. Bonus depreciation has been retro-backed to 100%, which creates huge investment opportunities for investors to really capitalize on that. So if there's tax events that they're going to have this year, they need to be investing in real estate to capitalize on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're primed to do that. We're filling up with our asset fund too, that we believe we're going to be able to pass through a ton of depreciation to the investors to have some great write-offs for your tax bill this upcoming year. Through that, you get the great benefits of cash flow through that investment. All of the rental income we're paying out to you, to investors in that fund. And you get that equity appreciation that we're all wanting in that single family space, right? That's the biggest wealth builder that you can have, right? Is the building up of wealth in a single family home, right? Over the last 30 years, single family homes have appreciated on average 300%.
It's crazy.
And so we're going to allow you to have access to that completely passively in the asset fund too.
Absolutely. And with the way the value of the dollar is going down, the way inflation's been kind of all over the place, the housing market and single family has outpaced inflation. Like you're just mentioning that 300% growth, it just outpaced.
Yeah.
And it will continue to do that. I've mentioned this story many, many times. There was a lady in our church, her father passed away, and she inherited 80 properties.
Oh my gosh.
Like her life immediately changed. And again, that's why I like single family. We've gotten greedy as investors over the last 5 years. We've seen this trend of like values going like this. So people are buying a house and in 2 or 3 years, they're flipping it, selling it off. They want that quick. They want to realize that quick equity and that quick gain. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But the other strategy is, hey, I'm going to hang on to this house for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on a DSCR, loan of a 30-year mortgage. have my renters pay down that mortgage so my principal growth keeps growing as I keep paying down that loan. In addition to that, the appreciation keeps going up.
Yep.
So in 30 years, well, I'm not going to be around in 30 years. I'm 70 years old. Yeah, but your grandkids will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can leave that to them.
Yep.
And you talk about literally setting them up for success.
Yeah.
So it's just another strategy approach, again, using that single family model right now.
Yep.
To really take advantage of building generational wealth, which is the topic of this podcast, building generational wealth brick by brick, using single family homes. Yep. Why not? Why not transform your family's life?
Yeah.
Why not, set them up for success? Why not, maybe break the generational curse? So my family never had that when I was growing up. Great. Well, be the one to break that so that your kids and your grandkids and their kids can continue growing and building for success because of decisions that you made as a steward of the money that you've earned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we don't want to continue on that shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves problem, right, of losing wealth by the third generation, typically even by the second generation.
Yeah.
That's occurring there. And single-family homes will continue to be that bedrock for building wealth into the future. And we're excited to, give you the opportunity to invest in that completely passively and give you the access to that.
Absolutely. So the call to action is this. If you are not investing or you're considering investing, but you haven't talked to us, make sure to book a call with Collin here and learn how you can get started, as early as today. And we've got deals every week. What's exciting is distributions. We pay out monthly.
Yep.
Your first distributions within 60 days or less, between 30 and 60 days, depending on what time of the month you invest. So it's not like you're waiting for a long period of time.
That's right.
Your money goes to work immediately. And you can start receiving double-digit returns right now. So how can they get a hold of you so that they can make an investment and start moving towards building generational wealth for their family?
Yeah, of course. Well, we'll leave in the show notes all my contact information. You can reach out to me at ccampbell@freakyfasthomebuyers.com. We'll include my calendar link in the bottom as well, and you can book a time with me. We'll be able to chat through any questions you have and help you take the next steps.
That's awesome. Guys, we are so excited for what's happening right now in today's market. Has it been difficult? Yes.
Yeah.
Has there been struggles? Yes. The real estate market has definitely taken it across the chin in multiple facets, multiple sectors.
Yep.
But when there's downturns, there's great opportunity. And right now there's great opportunity. So let's be smart. Let's take advantage. Get into the game. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get into the game. Well, I may strike out. That's okay, right? At least you're swinging. Yeah. Because if you swing, there's a chance you'll get on base. There's a chance you'll hit that home run. If you never swing the bat, then you're just not gonna. If you never get in the batter's box, you're never gonna have that opportunity. So take advantage. There's opportunities right now. Learn how you could do it with us here at Freaky Fast. We would love to work with you and to help build your portfolio. Help figure out what your needs are. Every investor is on a different journey. Yep. Some are just starting out. Some have been doing this for 30 years, and there's opportunities in each one of those journeys to maximize, to compound, to grow. Talk to us so we can help sit down and identify what that is for you and your portfolio and then help you accomplish that. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm Jason Engelman, CEO of Freaky Fast Homebuyers, Freaky Fast Capital Group. We really appreciate your time. We hope that this podcast brought a lot of value to you, and we look forward to learning more about you. And stay on the journey with us as we continue releasing more podcasts. You've been listening to Brick by Brick, Building Generational Wealth Using Single Family Homes.